Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, hey, how's it going? Um, don't really have a name because you could call me Nicevoicehaver or just Hi. I think that's what my YouTube name is. Either way, welcome. And this is the place where I don't know, make just ramble videos or sleep aid or just whatever's on my mind really. So today don't really have a script or an agenda. Just want to talk about something that's been bouncing around my head lately. Why does life feel weird sometimes? Those days or sometimes even weeks when everything just feels kind of off. Like, even if nothing major is happening. So, yeah, we're just going to explore that today. Okay, so grab a drink, get comfy, get cozy, all right, and let us begin the ramble. Um, so I guess first off, have you ever just like woken up, right, and then you just felt off? Like you opened your eyes, got out of bed, and your mood's just like bleh. You're not exactly sad, um, not angry, just kind of like meh, you know. And you look around and you realize nothing actually even changed. Your job's the same, your friends are the same, your routines are the same, and yet you feel disconnected from it all. You know, I don't know. I've been having a lot of those days lately, and it made me realize maybe we just really underestimate how much our inner world shifts around. You know, even when the outside looks stable, sometimes it's, I don't know, the weather. Sometimes it's sleep, hormones, bored, burned out. You know, sometimes though I think it's something deeper. This quiet sense that we're craving something, even if we don't know what it is that we're craving. And I also think we live in a super noisy world right now. Like, we're constantly being bombarded with news and updates, and notifications, and trends, and it's easy to feel like we're supposed to be on all the time. Hustling, improving, keeping up. And then when we're not doing that, it just feels like we're, I don't know, falling behind. But the truth is, human brains, they weren't built for this pace. We weren't meant to scroll through 100 stories before we even get out of bed. I just think part of why life feels weird is our brains are low-key overloaded, you know? And that weird, restless feeling is kind of just our mind's way of asking for a break. Another thing I've been thinking about is how life has seasons. Like emotional seasons, not like the weather outside. Um, there's times when you're super motivated, inspired, social, outgoing. You want to go out, see people create things. And then there's times when you just want to curl up, go inside, reflect, hibernate a little. But, we're so conditioned to think that we have to be in summer mode all year. Always productive, always outgoing. So when we hit that quiet season, it just feels wrong. Or like we're failing somehow. But really, it's just part of being human. So, what do we do when life feels like this, when it's weird? Honestly, I'm learning to just let it be. Sometimes the best thing we can do is to not force some sort of clarity. Don't rush to fix it. Just kind of allow ourselves to drift a little. Be curious, be gentle with ourselves. Go for a slow walk, maybe start writing in a journal, or sit in the discomfort without judgment. It's weirdly liberating to say, you know, maybe I don't have it all figured out right now, and that's okay. One thing that helps me a lot when I'm in that off phase is focusing on the really small joys, like the smell of coffee in the morning, a good song, just being in the sunlight, maybe just a random conversation you had that made you laugh. When the big picture feels overwhelming or blurry, it's really the small moments that kind of like ground you and anchor you, because they remind you you're still here, still living, still a part of this world. And yeah, I don't really have a good way to end this necessarily. Just wanted to ramble for a bit. Maybe someone's feeling the same as me. If life feels weird for you, you're not alone. And maybe the best thing we can do is just write it out and trust that the clarity will come when it's ready. And listen, if you vibed with this ramble, all right, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. All right, new channel. Not many people here, a lot of new faces. So, hey, let me know. Say, hey, this video was freaking awesome. Or be like, hey, this video sucked. Maybe a little more, what's the word? Criticism rather than just saying that the video was bad. I don't know. Just, yeah. Thanks for listening. All right. Catch you in the next one. And take care of yourselves out there, okay?